स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः. Namaskars to all of you. Welcome to the discussion of Bhagavad Gita from the second chapter and the verse 56. Before entering to the proper Bhagavad Gita, let us chant one of the verses from the meditation on Bhagavad Gita. Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramarthanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Last class 2, we discussed about the verse 56 in detail, and today also we are discussing the same 56th verse. Maybe in another one or two more classes we may have to discuss this, because there are so many important things which are very helpful to our life. It's very helpful, it's very practical. That's the reason I'm going in detail, explaining it with a lot of examples so that it will be practical, it will be very helpful to our day-to-day life, how we can overcome troubles, tribulations, problems, and how even too much excited in happiness too is not good. So all the other things, by with the help of the uh, trait of a perfect man, we can understand it better, that too in the words of Lord Krishna. Now we shall chant the 56th verse, and with the simple meaning we will go forward where we had left in the last class with some recapitulation. Now we shall chant the verse. I will chant it first, then you can repeat it after me. The verse 56th verse is also displayed on the screen, and its simple meaning is also given. You can follow it from there, or if you have your own book, you can follow it from there. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. The blessed Lord Krishna told this to Arjuna. He is now describing the features of a perfect man, a man of steady wisdom, that is Sthita Prajna. Dukkeshvanudvignamanaha. Dukkeshvanudvignamanaha. Sukheshu vigataspruhaha. Sukheshu vigataspruhaha. Vitaraga bhayakrodaha. Vitaraga bhayakrodaha. Sthitadhir muniruchyate. Sthitadhir muniruchyate. What is the simple meaning? He whose mind is not perturbed by adversity, troubles, tribulation, problems, sorrow, who does not crave for happiness. Suppose he gets favorable condition, he is having joy and happiness, then that will not also excite him to crave for more enjoyments. Who is free from fondness, that is attachment, raga, fear, bhaya, and anger, krodha, is the Muni of constant wisdom. A new word Muni is introduced here. So the Sitapragna is called a Muni when he has all these qualities. Some of the qualities mentioned in this verse. If Sitapragna has all these characters, then he is called a Muni of steady wisdom. Now there are no ends to events in this world which come as trials and tribulations to man. The way of the ordinary is to be afflicted by them. We get disturbed, we get troubled by all these tribulations or favorable conditions. But the man of steady wisdom, a perfect man whose traits we are studying now, he remains unperturbed. It cannot trouble him. Many times and the ship started tossing about and it was about to capsize. The wind was too big and the waves were too high. The ship was about to capsize. All the people in the ship were shouting and were uh, in that fear of losing their life. They were all shouting, shrieking. So everybody was disturbed, everyone was in trouble. Now, the saint, the great saint, who is there in this ship, and his wife, he is not at all troubled. He's very happy. He's laughing at the waves. He's enjoying the tossing of the ship, even to the extent of capsizing. He's not at all bothered. He's laughing. He's not at all shouting. He's not at all shrieking. The other people saw him. They thought he's mocking at us. Okay, he may not feel the problem or fear. He could have kept quiet. He's laughing at us. They thought his laughing was for a different reason, but they all thought that he was laughing at their bad plight. But now there is no time. They want to just shout and shriek. Nothing can be solved by that shouting and shrieking and in pain, all that sorrow and other things. But even then, now they don't have the time to go and fight with him or ask him the reason. Now they are just continuing with their shouting and shrieking and troubled state of mind. Now, the wife also noticed this, but the saint was just calm and quiet and laughing and enjoying the storm, enjoying the tossing. Then, somehow, by God's grace, everything became calm. And now, all those people came and told the wife, "What kind of a man is your husband?" They call him a saint. And he was laughing at our problems. Tell him, teach him properly. Then, after they had all gone, scolding and telling their bit, their giving their bit of mind, then the wife also advised him, should have not done like that. Could have kept quiet. Why were you laughing? Why were you so enjoying that storm? Then the husband told, I will explain it to you when the right time comes, when the right opportunity comes. I will not explain it to you now. Then they went to the pilgrimage. They had the darshan of the Lord after having seeing the Lord inside the temple. Then it was the turn to come to the river. There was a river there, so they were about to take bath in the river. So it was something like neck deep or waist deep. Both husband and wife came together, did all the rituals. Then they were about to take dip in that river. At the time, now our saint, the great saint, started acting in a very queer way, in a different way. He started catching hold of the neck of his wife. He's trying to, as if he's acting, he's going to squeeze her neck and kill her. And he will drown her. I'm going to drown you in the water. He's showing his big eyes with anger. He's feigning anger. He's acting angry. And now he's trying to push her into the water. I'm going to drown you in the water. I'm going to squeeze your neck and I'm going to kill you. That and this with a lot of anger. He's jumping and fretting and fuming and holding her neck and squeezing her neck and other things. Then the wife is not at all perturbed. She told, what is this? Why are you playing pranks here? Don't you know the place where you have to, how you have to behave? You can do all those things, pranks in the house. It's a pilgrimage. All people are watching around and you are behaving so queerly here. This is not the time. Don't do that. No, no, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to drown you. I'm going to squeeze your neck. She was laughing. Why is that? I'm so angry. I want to kill you. I want to squeeze your neck. I want to push you, drown you in the water. Still, you are laughing at me. Then the wife calmly replied, I know. You are my Swami. You are my husband. You are my Lord. You will not kill me. I know that. 100%. So I'm laughing. Now you got the point. That's the reason why I was laughing there when the whole ship was about to capsize. I know. The Lord of the universe, the Lord, great Almighty, Bhagavan, is my mother and father. I know He will not kill me. He will not trouble me. So all the drama of his with that waves coming up and the storm coming up and the ship tossing. So it was all the drama of the Lord. Just like you were enjoying my acting as if I was angry. I was enjoying the acting of the Lord with that big storm and the ship tossing up and down. So I was laughing and I was enjoying that. So I was not perturbed at all. See, when there is dukkeshu anadvignamanaha, why? You have that purna, fulfillment, the realization of God within. You have realized your real nature, the Lord is within you. So you don't feel perturbed at anything outside. So the tribulations and the troubles cannot trouble you. So now remains unperturbed. Viewing all the troubles and tribulations and difficulties as unavoidable but effectless to the extent ignored. Adding fuel to fire, its volume and intensity increases. And the next aspect is desire for happiness increases similarly in a worldly man, and it will trouble him. I think there was some technical error, so I stopped the talk. Now we will again continue the discussion on Bhagavad Gita. So, in the midst of an ever increasing number of objects of happiness, he lives entirely unconcerned with them. He doesn't get excited because he has got joys, he has got all the facilities, he has got all the bliss and everything, joyful thing around him. So he's again unconcerned, he is not craving for more. He is not at all concerned with all these things. So that is the state of the mind of a person of steady wisdom, whether he will not be disturbed by the external difficulties, unfavorable condition. At the same time, the joys and good things of the life will not also excite him or increase his craving for more and more, and it will not trouble him. No more expectations. Now we shall see what is happening in the mind of a man of steady wisdom, a perfect man. We will analyze, go deeper into his mind, what is happening there behind the scene. We should understand. So, intellectually, when we understand, analytically, logically, we understand, that will help us to get an idea what is happening, and we can inculcate, we can incorporate those things into our mind too. So, let us very keenly understand what is the thing going on behind inside the mind of a realized soul or a perfect man. Now, one freed from desire. Already we told that in the first verse where Bhagavan Lord Krishna told that he is completely bereft of all desires. The desire is the main enemy which is troubling, putting us into trouble or anything for that sake. So in that shloka, in the 55th verse, we saw that the man of steady wisdom has given up desires from deep inside the mind and is satisfied only in his own self. So one freed from desire, fear and anger experiences this state of mental equanimity or tranquility. Desire is the root cause of all emotions. Desire is the root cause of all emotions. One develops desires due to a sense of imperfection. Why do we have desires? Why do we get desire? So again, scientifically, if we analyze, one develops desire due to a sense of imperfection. When we think, when we feel that we are imperfect, to become perfect, we want some external aid, external attachment, then we develop desires. So if we know that the perfect thing, the infinite perfect thing is already within us, then there is no question of desire. So because we are having, one develops desire due to a sense of imperfection, incompleteness, or unfulfillment felt within. A person who feels perfect, complete, and fulfilled entertains no desires. Suppose you have eaten to the fill, you don't have even little small space to eat anymore. You bring the best of the things, eatables. Can you eat? You can eat only after 4 or 5 hours or 2, 3 hours. When you're completely full, just come. If you just take one grain of another food material, then you may vomit. you have eaten to that extent full, then do you have any desire to eat now? Even it may be the best thing, you can't eat. You have to wait for another 3, 4. Again, you should get that incompleteness. When you're full, you don't have desire. Until you reach that state of absolute fulfillment in self realization, you will always feel a void within. But a man of steady wisdom, a gnani, a realized soul, he has this state of completeness all the time. That infinity, that complete Purna, the Lord is realized within. He has that fulfillment to the complete level within him. So it doesn't have any want. This continues all the time. Now, in the hope of filling this void, your thoughts run towards the world of objects and beings. Until you reach that state of absolute fulfillment in self realization, you will always feel a void within. In the hope of filling this void, your thoughts run towards the world of objects and beings. So now you came to know why we have desire. And now we came to know why a man of steady wisdom doesn't have any desire. Desire is the stream of thoughts flowing from you to the objects. Desire is the stream of thoughts flowing from you to the objects. Once entertained, a desire can take on several modifications. This verse indicates two such modifications. What are the two modifications? When another object or being interrupts your flow of thought towards the object of desire, these deflected thought currents are called anger. When your desires are fulfilled, you begin to entertain fear of losing whatever you have gained. Suppose you are watching a beautiful movie or cinema. When it is about to come to an end, you will start feeling the suffering. Oh, the beautiful cinema is going to end. Then tomorrow, the same routine, I have to go to the office, the same scolding from the boss. So you'll be in though you are watching the movie, you are coming to a completion which you thought it would give you joy, but it's giving you sorrow. Why? Because it is going to end. So, in the similar way, even favorable conditions, you will get craving for enjoying more and more. So, these are the enjoy. The why do you get angry? Why do you get more this thing troubles? Why do you get into difficulty? When another object or being, person interrupts your flow of thoughts towards the object of desire, these deflected thoughts currents are called anger. Why do we get angry? When somebody is obstructing us from getting something we desire, we get angry, we get disturbed. Or suppose that person, you can get angry, you get angry. Suppose you can't get angry, is something superior to you, is your boss or some parents or higher position, then you can't get angry, you will be in sorrow, you will suffer. Yeah, you will suffer, you will be in sorrow. So that is the only thing. Anger expressed in different way. So these are the two things which happens. So this verse indicates the two such modification. When another object or a person or a being interrupts your flow of thoughts towards the object of desire, these deflected thought currents are called anger. When your desires are fulfilled, you begin to entertain a fear of losing and you crave for more, whatever you have gained. These emotions destroy the steadfastness of your intellect in the pursuit of truth. So these two things. One is the disturbance, sorrow or anger. Then you have got it now, you are fulfilled, you are enjoying it more, you want more, craving. So these two emotions destroy the steadfastness of your intellect in the pursuit of truth. That's why you cannot go in search of truth, because these things are disturbing you. A sage, therefore, is one, a muni, whose intellect is rooted in truth, free from the influence of emotions. So we did the scientific analysis, what is happening in the mind of the gnani. This can be applied to our own mind. We can analyze our own mind. Why is it getting angry? Why is it getting sorrow? Why is it getting disturbed? Now you got the answer. Or else, why it is getting excited? Why we are craving for more joy and joy and joy? So we got the answer. Now we can, and what is the solution for that? Realizing your real self, because that is perfection, that is infinite joy, infinite peace, infinite security already is there. You need not go and search of it outside. I gave the explanation in the beginning of this paragraph. So if you just analyze, you can see what is happening in your mind and you make the corrections and see how happy you are. You are inching towards that steady mind. You are also having the knowledge from Lord Krishna more and more. You're becoming full and you're getting the ideas, what's happening. You're analyzing your mind. So now those thoughts, those feelings, those emotions slowly lose their strength to trouble you. Now you are inching towards. Last time I told you how you can measure. How can you measure that you are really moving by hearing these Bhagavad Gita classes, by hearing the Vedantic things and thinking of God, meditating, doing the japa, puja, and other things? How are you inching towards that perfection, and how much the knowledge has helped you? So that from there we will continue again the beautiful discussion and beautiful analysis of the mind of that man of steady wisdom, the perfect man, and also how it will help us. Now, going forward, what was the last week's discussion? Now we can test. I told you to keep a diary and note every day how your mind is behaving when there is trouble, when there is something, the insults and difficulties and sorrows, how the mind is. I told you the three ways of testing it. We can know to what extent that you have assimilated the teachings of Bhagavad Gita or Vedanta that is taking place in your mind, how you are becoming steady, how you can see, compare yourself. Don't compare with others. The comparison should be always, where were you yesterday? Where are you today? Where will you be tomorrow? So the comparison is within myself. I should compare myself. Where am I? How much have I progressed? That is more important. So keep a diary and note it. So the first test is, what is the first test? The frequency of trouble, the sorrow, the disturbance, the frequency, the first test. You can note it down. How much, many times did you get trouble today? Then the second test is intensity. What was the intensity of the sorrow, intensity of the disturbance? How much was it only at the mental level, or did it get out in the form of scolding or angry expression of your words, or it was also expressed in the form of tiredness, shaking of the lips, palpitation, increase in the heartbeat, rise in the BP, or any other disturbance? So that is too much now. So you can watch how much it was like that, what was the intensity. Now, because of hearing all these things, how that influx of knowledge going inside is reducing the frequency and also the, what you call, intensity. Now, what is the third test? When I am disturbed or affected by an adverse or unfavorable situation, how much time did I take to recover, to come back to balance? That recovery period, the balancing period. So you can note that also. After the tribulations, after the trouble, when you are into trouble, into tension, into worry, into anger, how much time did it take to come back to normalcy? So this is the third test. So has it become a trauma, or did it take too much? How much, whether it can be recovered or not? That is the recovery period that also should become lesser and lesser. This is a sign of knowledge. This is the sign of the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and the knowledge of other great things, scriptures, or the words of the Guru getting converted into emotional strength. So now the knowledge is converting itself, the strength, just like heat energy is converted into light energy, or from the mechanical energy you are converting it into electrical energy you are converting into heat energy or light energy. Like that, here you can see how the knowledge is getting converted into emotional strength. more emotionally strong the mind is, the lesser will be these three. Could you catch that point? I will repeat it again. More emotionally strong the mind it is becoming due to all this knowledge or the analysis by thinking of God, meditating of God, the lesser will be these three things. The three things means the frequency, the intensity, and the recovery period of the mental disturbance. And now, what is that to a Gnani, a man of steady wisdom? The Gnani is one who has got a strong mind, steady mind. Nothing can disturb him. I gave you the example of a saint in the beginning itself. Therefore, dukkeshu anudvigna manaha. Dukkha means sorrows, tribulations, troubles. Anudvigna manaha. Mind will not be troubled, shaken. So, similarly, the disturbance can be because of, now we know that, unfavorable situation. This is all we spoke about, the unfavorable situation. What about when you get into favorable situation, joys, good things in your life? The disturbance can be also because of favorable situations too. All that disturbance, sorrow, everything was for unfavorable. Now, what about the favorable situation? That also can cause you disturbance, excitement. There is also an excitement there. There it is a negative, here it's a positive. Both are excitements. Excitement can be because of negative things, that was dukkha and other things, troubles. So sometimes the disturbance can also be because of favorable situation. Excitement can be because of positive things also, good things also. One person, I give the example, was contesting the elections. He failed. He lost his election 27 times. But he never thought that he will win in the 28th contest. Because he won after the 28th contest, he himself got so excited that he got a heart attack and died. So even the win, the favorable condition, because of the excitement, has caused him trouble. He had to lose his life. So this may be what you call slow poison, the troubles and tribulations. This is quick poison. He lost his life immediately. There it may be, it is taking a lot of time. The intensity of the problem, the trouble, it is first becoming worry and then stress, and then it will go to the level of depression and so many other things. It is taking time. But here, no time. The more you get excited, gone. Heart attack. This is also favorable situation is also dangerous. Just like recently I heard a word that oxygen is also slow poison. Somebody was surprised. How is that? How can oxygen be a slow poison? Because you will die after 75 years or 100 years. Because you are inhaling oxygen every day. You are going to die after 100 years. So oxygen is a slow poison. So that's just a joke. Don't take it seriously. So likewise here, the unfavorable situation may take some time, but favorable situation, the excitement, the joy you get suddenly may even kill you. I gave you the example. I'll give you another good example. A humorous example. There was one heart patient. His heart was weak. They knew that, the medical condition. Now it so happened he won money in the lottery ticket. There was something to the tune of some 10 billion rands. He won the lottery ticket. Now, if they announce that to him, they know he's a heart patient, he will die out of excitement. They will lose him. So, how are they to now control the situation? They thought, let us take him to the religious preacher, the pastor, because he's a religious man. He knows so many new techniques by which he can bring him out. So, they told everything that he has won this 10 billion rands in lottery. Now, how are we to tell that? Then he told, my dear friend. They bought him that heart patient, my dear friend. Suppose, you just imagine, it's just, I'm just telling you for the joke. Yes, Father, what should I imagine? Suppose, just imagine, you won some 10 billion rands in lottery ticket. Suppose you have won. It's not real. Maybe let us imagine you have won it. What are you going to do? Then immediately that man of weak heart told, Father, if I win the $10 billion in lottery, then I will give half 5 billion rands to you. Then immediately the pastor got hold of his heart and he got a heart attack. So it's a humorous joke. So even excitement, the joy also can cause harm. That's why Krishna is bringing in heart attack can come because of positive excitement also. Therefore, Vedanta says both types of excitement are not healthy. Both types should be avoided because even biologically it is not good. You've seen this is all health-wise, heart attack and other things. Biologically also, if you are overexcited, it is problematic. So a gnani will not get biological. It is not good to get overexcited. So who is a gnani? Who is a man of steady wisdom? So Krishna is giving these 2 points. Sukeshu vigataspruhaha dukkeshu anudvignamanaha. Even in favorable condition, when he gets a lot of joy, his mind will not crave for more. Whether even in unfavorable condition, even when there are good conditions, favorable condition, he is not carried away. Vigataspruha. He is dispassionate. It's the same, he is balanced. So now these are two contrasting things. So you should understand this with an example. That's why I told I have, because it's all very important to our life. How we can overcome this? We have to understand it gradually, everything. So I have to give a lot of examples and make you understand. So the two things are there, two emotions. Dukkeshu anudvignamanaha. In sorrows and troubles and difficulties, you should not lose your balance. Anudvignamanaha. Mind should be steady. It should not get disturbed. Sukheshu vigataspruhaha. Even when you get the favorable condition and good joys and everything, you should not get excited. It should not disturb you. You should not crave for more. Because if you get little, you'll start craving for more. I gave you the example of the cinema and other things too. When you start eating very good thing, when it's about to be completed, you'll think, oh, if I've got so many sweets here, I don't have the capacity to digest it. I could have eaten more. So you'll start feeling sorrow. Even you have got all the things, you feel sorrow. So that craving makes you sorrowful. So the difficult situation, favorable situations also puts you into disturbance, and favorable situation also puts you into disturbance. Now to understand these two things, these contrary things, two different emotions. Dukkeshu anudvignamanaha, sukeshu vigataspruhaha. I will tell you a wonderful story. It's very, very good. It will make us understand things better. Very, very nice story. Please follow every word of what I tell now. A man who had gone out of his town comes back and finds that his house is on fire. You will see now two emotions coming together, and you see how foolish it was. It was all not true at all. So now he comes back and finds that his house is on fire. It was one of the most beautiful houses in the town, and the man loved that house the most. Many were ready to give double price for that house, but he had never agreed for any price, and now it is just burning before his eyes. And thousands of people have gathered there, but nothing can be done. The fire has spread so far that even if you try to put it out, nothing will be saved. So he became very sad, and he was crying, he was wailing in pain. His son comes running now, addresses his father who is crying, who is in so much of despondency, and whispers something in his ears. Father, don't be worried. I sold this house yesterday at a very good price, 3 times. You are not ready to give it for the double price, but I have sold it for triple the amount, 3 times more. Good price. The offer was so good, I could not wait for you. You had gone out. So forgive me, I have already sold it. So nothing to worry. Let it burn. Let the house burn. Nothing to worry. We have already sold it. Father told, thank God. It's not ours now. Then the father is relaxed. No more crying. Happy. And became silent witness. He became the watcher just like all the other 1,000 people. Because all the 1,000 people are enjoying the fire because that is not their house. They have come to see how the fire rages. Now this person, owner of the house, also became a witness like them. He became one of the watchers like them. The trouble is gone. The disturbance of the mind is gone. The sorrow is gone. And what was the utterance? Thank God it's not ours. Then the father is relaxed and became a silent watcher. Just like thousands of other watchers. Witness. Please think about it. Just a moment before, he was not the witness. He was not the watcher. He was attached. He was attached to that property, to that house. It is the same house, the same fire, everything is the same, but now he is not at all concerned about that fire. Earlier, the same house, the same fire, the same situation, he was sorrowful, he had so much of pain, was crying, but now he is not at all concerned. In fact, he started enjoying the fire, just as everybody else in the crowd. Now, the second son comes running and he says to his father, what are you doing, father? You're smiling, you're laughing, enjoying the fire. The house is on fire. The father said to the second son, don't you know, my dear son, your brother has sold it. Then the second son told, oh, father, we have taken only the advance amount, not settled fully. I doubt now that the man is going to purchase it now after the fire. Again, everything changes. The whole scenario changes. That person who was a witness was watching everything with joy, relaxed, no sorrow. Now everything changes. Tears which had disappeared have come back to the father's eyes. His smile is no more there. His heart is beating fast. The watcher is gone. The witness is gone. He is again attached to his property. And then the third son comes and looks at his crying father, again in despondency, crying, wailing. And he says, Father, do not worry. That man is a man of his word. I have just come from him. He said it doesn't matter whether the house is burnt or not. It is mine. I am going to pay the price that I have settled for. Neither you knew nor I knew that the house would catch fire. Again the joy is back and the family becomes the witness or the watchers. The attachment is no more. Actually, nothing is changing, just the emotions, just the feeling that I am the owner. I get attached. That sense of agency. I am the doer, I am the enjoyer. I am the owner, I am not the owner of the house makes the whole difference. The simple methodology of watching the mind that you have nothing to do with it. It was nothing to do. Everything starts with a thought. All these troubles or anger or excitement or anything, you see, just it starts with a thought. And most of the thoughts are not yours. But you have been trained by your parents in such a way, by your neighbors, by your elders, your teachers, your friends, the books, the movies, the television, the newspaper, they have given all these thoughts. They have trained you like this. Just count how many thoughts are your own, and you will be surprised that not a single thought is your own. All are from other sources, all are borrowed, either dumped by others on you or foolishly dumped by yourself upon yourself. But nothing is yours. The pain is not yours, the joy is not yours. You are that pure Atman, the joy, infinite. But because these thoughts, it starts with the first thought, then it is favorable, you will feel joy, excited, craving for more joy. And it is unfavorable, you feel sorrowful. Say, this wonderful example, how the thing is changing suddenly. By this, you can analyze your mind. How useless it is to become sorrowful, how useless it is to become excited because of joys and tribulations, how it is troubling you. Be calm, tranquil. That's more important. So, all this is because of desires, expectation, attachment. You get attached. Now, Krishna brings in the problem, the universal problem. He brings in why all this is caused. Until now, you are telling man of steady wisdom will not be disturbed. Why? Sri Krishna goes forward. Now he tells he is balanced always. In short, Vita Raga Bhaya Krodha. So Vita means free from these basic emotional problems. What is that? The first one is Ragaha. We have discussed in detail about that in the earlier class. Emotional dependence or attachment, which is the basic problem we saw in the first chapter itself. And many times earlier I have discussed about it. I think in the online classes, after I have started the Gisa on the online classes, I think I have not discussed. So for the new viewers, I can take up that discussion too. So if you remember the very definition of samsara, this transmigratory existence. So these are the three basic problems. What are the three basic problems? Raga, Shoka and Moha. Raga is attachment, Shoka is suffering, and Moha is confusion, delusion. So these are the basic problems. So now that is attachment, that is expectation, is called raga, the first disease, that is the first problem. Your Krishna is telling the reason for all these tribulations and other thing is the person of steady wisdom will not have those three things which are causing the problem. The first one, important one, the problem is raga, attachment. Vita means without, bereft. Bhaya, fear. Then krodha, anger. Now we shall discuss that in detail, that what are the basic problems that we face in our life that we have to overcome. So in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Vyasacharya, the author, one who has written this Mahabharata, though Lord Krishna has given us the Bhagavad Gita, but he said it is put into this poetical form and kept in the Mahabharata, the great epic, by Vyasacharya. So Vyasa Acharya points out that this world, this samsara, is a combination of three disease problem, the basic universal problems. It is a syndrome, not one of not of one problem, but three diseases. What are they? Here Krishna is told raga, so it includes all the other two. Then shoka and moha. The combination of these three is called, the problem is called samsara, this transmigratory existence which we are in. The first one is raga, which Krishna has brought about in this verse. It's an important verse whose significance must be clearly grasped. Throughout Bhagavad Gita, Krishna will repeat this word very often, especially those people associated with Bhagavad Gita will come to know what is this term. You should not confuse it with the raga of the music. It's not the raga of the music, but this is attachment. And in some other languages like Bengali and other languages, raga is used as anger too. Now here it is attachment. Raga means attachment. So in Vedanta, the raga means attachment. What is attachment? Emotional dependence. Psychological addiction is raga. When we talk about raga in the Bhagavad Gita very often, we must be careful to understand the difference between this attachment and true love, preeti, which is very, very similar. You will get confused. What is real love, true love, unconditional love, and raga? So they are similar, closer emotions. While attachment is very much criticized in Bhagavad Gita, raga is criticized in Bhagavad Gita, love is something very much praised in Bhagavad Gita. We have a chapter itself glorified. Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti is that form of love, pure love to God. While attachment is presented as a trait of this world, transmigratory existence, samsara, love is presented as a trait and character of a liberated, saintly person. So this is the first difference. Two differences have already come. This belongs to this disease called transmigratory existence. The world, samsara, is this raga. That's the main basic problem. And what is love, preeti or bhakti, devotion, is glorified in Bhagavad Gita. That is not glorified, that is criticized. So attachment or raga is presented as the trait of this world, samsara. Love is presented as the trait and characteristic of a liberated saintly person, man of steady wisdom. So he has love, he has this devotion, he has this service attitude, unconditional. But that is conditional. That is, raga is a disease, it is the trait of the samsara, and therefore the word attachment or raga and love must be very clearly differentiated. Vedanta is against raga, attachment, but Vedanta is all for love, bhakti or devotion. Now, how do you differentiate attachment and love? The first difference, attachment is based on selfishness. Attachment is based on selfishness, ego, due to ego and selfishness. I'm attached to a person, I'm emotionally hooked or dependent or holding on to a person based on selfishness, which means all the time I think of what do I get out of that relationship or that person or that object. What do I get? What do I get out of this particular relationship with a person or an object? I never bother about what the other person gets out of this relationship. Either I do not care or it is only secondary. Yes, sometimes I may think of others too. I'm always interested in my happiness. And for the sake of my happiness, when I emotionally depend upon a person, that selfish leaning, that selfish dependence is called ragaha. Whereas love, devotion, preeti is totally different relationship. It is based on selflessness, unselfishness, where I am not going to emphasize very much on what I get out of it, but I am interested in the other person's happiness also. Not that I should ignore my own well-being, but not at the cost of other person. Therefore, preeti, devotion, love is based on selflessness or unselfishness, whereas attachment or raga is based on selfishness. And the second difference, which is corollary of the first one, is attachment is always in the form of taking. I want, I want. Expectation. I hold on things and situations and people or taking something. Whereas love is something which is based on giving, sacrifice. One is in the form of taking, another is in the form of giving. Thirdly, attachment is always conditional. That as long as I am going to be benefited by this relationship, as long as I am comfortable, I hold on to that thing or person. The moment I am not comfortable, I drop that relationship like a hot potato, and that conditional psychological dependence is called attachment, raga. You might have got a clear idea of what is attachment. Whereas love or devotion or preeti is not based on conditions, it is unconditional. And the next attachment invariably comes from a weak mind, which is empty, which is not happy within itself, and therefore it depends upon external factors for satisfaction, happiness, fulfillment, etc. Therefore, attachment is born out of weakness, raga is born out of weakness, whereas love or devotion or preeti is born out of strength of the mind, strong mind. It comes out of the strength and fullness, and finally, attachment or raga is the intellect is clouded, and therefore attachment will lead to violation of dharma. You will do unrighteous act because of raga. You will violate dharma. Attachment will lead to violation of dharma, whereas love or bhakti or devotion in a person's intellect is sane and clear, and therefore it will never lead to the violation of righteousness, dharma. These are the main differences between attachment and love. While love is a sign of, or devotion or preeti is a sign of strong mind. So the other one, raga, which we are discussing here in this Bhagavad Gita shloka, the disease of the mind which causes all the problem, it will put us into bondage. It will bind us. But love and devotion gives us freedom. Attachment is a sign of bondage. It leads into more and more bondage. And therefore, attachment is presented as a basic disease of samsara. So, as I told you, this brings in some other more things too. What is the thing? The second disease, which is the expression of samsara born out of raga, is shoka. The moment you have this attachment, it brings shoka, sorrow. Attachment will invariably lead to sorrow because I have been emotionally depending upon an external factor. When the dependence goes away, which is very natural, definitely I am going to fall like a person who walks with a walking stick and going to heavily lean upon that walking stick. Moment the walking stick is gone, this person will fall down. Whereas another person who goes with a baton or a stick just for a show, or just in the morning walk you catch it, go with a baton. You don't lean upon it. You are not dependent. You are not attached to. Do not lean on that. Just for style. Now they hold it, but they do not lean on it. So if they lean on the stick, when it is a crutch, when it is a support, the moment it is gone, I fall down. But I am just holding it. Even if it is lost, nothing is going to happen. So that's why attachment leads to shoka and moha. What is moha? Because of that, there is confusion. Now, as I told you, expectation. The main feature of attachment is expectation. I want, I want. So I will tell you one beautiful story from Ramayana because we have only 4 or 5 minutes left for our discussion. This beautiful story from Ramayana will clear our idea of why we should not expect, why we should not lean upon this thing, the moha, how will it trouble us? How will it bring in trouble? So what happened in Ramayana? Hanuman did a great help and favor to Ramachandra. When Lord Rama was pining for Sita, Mother Sita was kidnapped by Ravana, and Rama never knew where she was, what happened to her, whether she is dead or alive, where she has gone. He had not even an iota. Now he was in sorrow. Hanuman travelled all over South India, searched everywhere. Then he flew to Sri Lanka, found Mother Sita, and brought the good news of Mother Sita. It was such a great help to Ramachandra. It was such a great favor to Ramachandra. Now, after this, Ramachandra is telling Hanuman. What is that? The statement of Valmiki Ramayana is Naraf Pratyupakararti Vipatti Madhikankshati. Hanuman, you have done a great help. I will not forget it any time. But you, Hanuman, you should forget this help of yours done by you to me. Lord has got such great favor and help from Hanuman. But now asking to forget all that great help and favor done by Hanuman, what is this? Why is Sri Ramachandra telling Hanuman in this way? That Rama tells the reason. That is very, very important for us. Lord Rama tells the reason for that. You, Hanuman, may be expecting some favor or help in return from me because you have helped me to search Sita and so many other helps you have done to me. Expecting that way is wrong. Why? When you will expect the expectation of help or favor from me is you think that in future I may get into trouble, I may be in problem. So now since I have helped Ramachandra, so Ramachandra should help me back, protect me back when I am in future problem. I am worrying about, I expecting that there will be some problem or tribulation or trouble. When you are in trouble, danger, tribulation in future, when you get some difficulty, you want back the expectation of help from Lord Ramachandra. If you are expecting favor or help from Ramachandra means that you are wanting or expecting trouble, sorrow, difficulty. So Ramachandra is telling him, I don't want that you should have expectation or wants or desires of favors altogether, because totally I don't want you to have any difficulty. If you expect favor or help from me, that means you are expecting problems and troubles in future. Why am I telling you not to expect anything from me? That means I always want that you, Hanuman, should not be in trouble or anything in future. If you expect favor, then you will be in trouble. You are expecting troubles too. So expectation is always leading to trouble. So what is that? Lord Ramachandra told in Valmiki Ramayana, Naraf Pratyupakararti Vipatti Madhikankshati. Expectation will lead to more and more problems and troubles. That's why this moha is always for wants, expecting and expecting, and there'll be problem. So since now we have now almost come to an end, we will stop the discussion of the second chapter. We have come to a place where we are studying the mind of and the behavior of a man of perfect wisdom to put that into practice in our life. We got so many beautiful points which can help us to overcome the troubles and sorrows and melancholy and tribulations. How we can come out of that, we can study. It should be done scientifically. That's why I told you, keep a diary and watch how the knowledge of Gita is helping you to overcome all these things. Then now we are studying what is the root cause. Why are we into trouble? Why do we get desire? Why do we get all these problems? So now Krishna is telling the great man of wisdom, the great realized soul, man of steady wisdom doesn't have these three things which are very, very dangerous. What are those three dangerous things? Raga, attachment; bhaya, fear; krodha, anger. Now we have discussed about raga. What are the features of raga? Should not confuse it with love or preeti or unconditional devotion. So we gave all the differences to What are the traits of this attachment and how it causes the difficulty? We will see in future in the next class about how about raga. Still more some more things have to be discussed so that it should be clear in your mind. That's why I took up more time to discuss what is this raga. So some more examples, some more things about this raga. Then we will go to bhaya. That's also a very important thing, very great danger which is in us, this quality which will causes us a lot of danger, brings all these troubles. So we have to study about that too. Then krodha, anger. So all these are very worst enemies of ours. Attachment, fear, and anger. So we have to give up this. Then see the knowledge will help us to give up all these things. Then we will also be slowly inching towards that steady wisdom. We will also get that. We will not be disturbed by tribulations, problems, will not be excited. So all those things can be studied in the next class. So that is next Wednesday at the same time. We will again discuss more of this 56th chapter. Until then, we will take leave with the mantra or verse from the meditation of Bhagavad Gita. Om Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yatkrupatamaham vande paramanandamadhavam. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.